Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video we're checking out was Nigeria forms an empire. Now I'm gonna start using ChatGPT for this, which should be interesting. So, yeah. So first things first, we need to ask, okay, can I like... Niger is forming a empire. Who should they attack first? Alright, let's see here. Let's see where they're bordering nations. Mali. Mali. Get all the way. Mali. Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso. Benin. Algeria. Algeria. Libya. What the hell? Nigeria. And Chad. So they would probably attack Mali first because of, like... Mali is currently facing internal instability due to armed groups and has a relatively weak central government. Could be a tempting target due to weak control but hard to hold. Oh, who cares about that? So, they actually have a similar shape in borders. So, let's look at global fire power index. Because this actually helps you find out. Oh yeah, Thailand versus Cambodia, they were at war. They are at war. Because of a border right here. This border. The border between them is basically like a little weird. Wait, I meant like the rankings of military power. Alright, we need to find Niger. Where are they at? What the heck? Okay, Nigeria is actually in 31. Algeria is at 26, which is one of their neighbors. Thailand is probably stronger than Cambodia, so... Alright, let's see here. Just trying to find all of them. I don't know if they're gonna be on here. Okay, Molly's at 104. Nigeria's at 119. But hey, who cares about their firepower? They're ranking in the military in the global firepower index. All we care about is their empire. So, Niger will send their troops into Mali in hopes of having their land area. They'll go along capturing a lot of their land, focusing on just having total control of the region. They actually will manage to capitulate Mali. And in the peace treaty, Mali will be fully annexed into Niger. The Nigerian Empire. I had to make Nigerian Empire. What? Yeah, I don't know what to call it. And now they look weird. But hey, they have new borders opened. Okay, so they have some new borders. They still border Algeria, of course. Oh, flip. It's not part of Mali. I can easily kind of see the bordering areas. No, that's not it. Right here. Yep, there we go. So, Niger fully annexed Mali. Who would they attack next? Okay, so this is actually helping us. So if they could go. Yeah, I'm not. So if they go after Burkina Faso, they share a border with both Niger and newly acquired Mali. Military is weak, government unstable, may have some desires due to similar security issues. Could help secure a western flank. Logical follow-up target to consolidate western control. So if they would go after Burkina Faso. So if they got all Mali, they would be at 104. Where is Burkina Faso at in the global firepower index? So we know where. What the flip? Why is Mauritania's flag on the global firepower index doesn't have the whole entire flag? That's weird. Oh, Burkina Faso's weak. Okay, that should be easy. So with this newfound power, they will secure all of Burkina Faso. And obviously in the future they get fully annexed into the... What would you call this empire? So this actually looks way better than it originally did. So we can go ahead and just... So we can go ahead and just, I can obviously see the border. Like, it's easy to see the border. So, Nigeria actually looks way better now. So, Nigeria has fully annexed Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso. Who will they attack next? Nigeria has... Okay, so their current empire... So their current borders are... What are you talking about? Algeria, Libya, Benin, Nigeria, South, and Chad. But they also now border other nations, such as Togo and Ghana, the Ivory Coast, Mauritania, and Senegal. They have a lot more borders. Like, what? Oh, the remaining neighbors for their... So Benin would be a primary strategic target because it provides access to the Atlantic Ocean, critical for trade, naval development, and international legitimacy. Their military is weak, small control, and easy to occupy. They're relatively isolated geopolitically. It would likely provoke ECOWAS, France, and possibly the US. Best next move is focused on... What is ECOWAS? ECOWAS. Hold on, I could just copy and paste. Go here. So, the Economic Community of West African States, also known as CEDEAO in French and Portuguese, is a regional political and economic union of 12 countries of West Africa. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Guinea was suspended? It's technically now cut off, so they could easily get Guinea and cut them into two. But they would probably just attack Benin just because. Who cares about ECOWAS? And in this scenario, they would not. There's no alliances right now. So they would preemptively go after Benin, and it'll go relatively as very well. And in the peace treaty, Benin would just get fully annexed into the empire, because, well, yeah. So that looks weird. But, hey, they still have a lot more to go. So we can go ahead and give them all of this area of Benin. Including Littoral, or whatever. Pretty sure Nigeria also has one of those names. Where is it? Pretty sure I saw that one area. No, one area. Thought they would. Thought they did. Or maybe that's somewhere else. Yeah, I don't know. So, with this in mind, Niger now annexed all of Benin. Who would they attack next? So their current empire is really good. So they have some remaining neighbors, which is Algeria and Libya, Chad and Nigeria. And now they border closely Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, and Ghana, obviously. Chad does not share a border with Mali. What are you talking about, ChatGPT? But yeah, they are weak. They are very weak. So, they would most likely go after Chad. And in the war, they would go very quickly, actually. Because their border with Libya is very small. And they actually secure the bordering areas of Chad, and they will. They will capitulate Chad very quickly. And in the peace treaty, we will see full annexation of the country into the empire. I don't know what to call it. This goes highly weirder, more weird than it was before. This looks so weird. Not gonna lie. At least I can actually see the border. I can see the border perfectly right now. There we go. This looks so weird. So, Niger has now fully annexed Chad. Who will... Okay, that's not... Who? Who will they attack next? So now... Now that Nigeria has annexed Mali, Burkina Faso, Benin, and Chad to become a dominant power in the Sahel and West Central Africa, controlling land from the Atlantic Ocean to Central Africa and bordering Libya, Algeria, Nigeria, Cameroon, and possibly the Central African Republic, depending on border shifts. What they do. So their current imperial borders are Algeria and Libya, Sudan, and the Central African Republic, Nigeria, Cameroon, Togo, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire. So their remaining strategic options are Nigeria, which is the ultimate challenge. They are a huge prize, largest economy and population in Africa, oil-rich and highly developed in some regions. But we're not going to consider ECOWAS, the UN, and NATO involvement because there's no alliances. So, obviously, they would attack Nigeria for that juicy oil and population and economy. So, we see Nigeria will be going after a lot of Nigeria, taking the coastal areas first, and then focusing on the remaining areas of Nigeria, which is their actual, and they actually will capitulate them. They managed to capitulate them and fully annex them, so now they're the most populated nation in Africa, considering they have all of Nigeria. Now we have this weird looking empire here. So I can kind of see Nigeria's borders here. Actually, I can see their borders. Oh, the literal I was talking about is Cameroon. That's what I thought. This looks so weird right now. Niger now has fully annexed Nigeria. Who will they attack next? Their current super empire. So their new borders would be North Algeria and Libya, Cameroon, Central African Republic, Sudan, Togo, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, and coastline. What? What? They literally have all of them. So their logical next move would be Cameroon, which is now very surrounded on multiple sides by Niger. And it has oil-rich southwest, and its oil-rich region, and the Gulf of Guinea coastline is strategically critical, but it does have ties to France and China. And conflict in the Anglophone regions may spill into conquest effort. But we're actually gonna have they're gonna attack Cameroon next. Just because this looks so weird. So they enter into this chicken head. And then they will go all out through Cameroon until all of Cameroon capitulates. And in the peace treaty we see, well, full annexation. They would probably attack Sudan next because, well, Niger has fully annexed Cameroon into their empire. Who would they attack next? Also, there are no alliances in this scenario. No alliances in alternate history scenario. The Empire of Niger now controls, yeah, all of that. The Mega Empire, okay, don't. So, they could attack Algeria and Libya, the Central African Republic, Sudan, Togo, Ghana, and Cote d'Ivoire, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, the Congo, and then the Republic of the Congo and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So, their goals are to secure full control of West Africa's coast, consolidate Central Africa, and prepare for major North African or Southern expansions. So their top continents for their next invasion would be Ghana, Togo, and Cote d'Ivoire. And they are weak to moderate military strength, economically valuable gold and cocoa imports, eliminates remaining West African resistance, connects empire to resource-rich Guinea and Sierra Leone. And obviously, they would attack all of them, but let's look at their cons. They're slightly stronger than Benin or Burkina. No alliances makes them vulnerable, but they have Benin and Burkina Faso under their control now. And their strategic value is very high. Assessment, these are the next logical targets. They can lead West Africa under the empire's rule. The Central African Republic is an eastern buffer zone. The pros that they have an extremely weak government and military. And they create a land bridge towards Sudan and the Congo Basin. They have a minimal economic value. Their strategic value is medium. They are easy to take, but best as a secondary move to secure your eastern flank, Equatorial Guinea and Gabon, oil and coastal wealth. They are oil-rich nations, low population and military strength. Capture gives full access to the Gulf of Guinea. Rainforest may complicate occupation. Their strategic values high assessment a strong next step after Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire to consolidate the southern coast. Libya, lightly defended desert regions. Oil fields would give the empire a northern gateway toward the Mediterranean. Harsh terrain, tribal militias, strategic value high. Good parallel front if ready to expand northward. Democratic Republic of the Congo, huge mineral wealth, cobalt, copper, and diamonds, controls the Congo River Basin, massive country, unstable but complex to occupy, jungle terrain, militias, very high in strategic value, major long-term target, but requires full stabilization of West and Central Africa first. So, they would probably go after Ghana, Togo, and Cote d'Ivoire, which is now theirs. Oh, I forgot to get the peace treaty of this on the map here. Silly me, always forgetting things. But you can easily see their border now. It's completely done with. Now this border looks less horrendous. So they go after the remaining countries over here. So they invade Togo, then Ghana, and then they invade the Ivory Coast or Cote d'Ivoire, which is going to be very good for them. And then the peace treaty, they annex all of the countries that they just invaded. Yes, this empire is very large. I know, but this is just a fictional scenario, of course. So this empire now has a massive coastline here. So, this is a very good empire, look. But, yeah, they would probably just invade, Sao Tome and Principe real quick and fully annex them. Just to, like, have a better access to, have a navy. So, Niger has now fully annexed Ghana, Togo, the Ivory Coast, and also Sao Tome and Principe. Yeah, this is a very big empire. So, the empire summary for right now is, well, they are one of the largest contiguous land empires in modern African history. Their coastline is all the way from Cote d'Ivoire to Cameroon, including offshore Sao Tome and Principe. The resources are oil, cocoa, gold, uranium, coastal ports, and fertile farmland. Strategic advantage, naval potential in the Gulf of Guinea, control over regional trade, massive population, and labor force. That's nice. Their current borders touch Algeria and Libya, the Central African Republic, Equatorial Guinea, and Gabon. To the east, obviously. To the south and southeast, they border Republic of the Congo, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and west they border Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone. The empire strategy at this stage is South/Central Africa to consolidate the Congo Basin, North Africa move into Libya or Algeria for Mediterranean access, West Africa finish off Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone. The top next targets are ranked by strategic value. Equatorial Guinea and Gabon are oil and coastal control. Both are oil-rich, small populations, and militarily weak. Complete domination of the Gulf of Guinea connects coastal control from Cote d'Ivoire to southern Cameroon. Yes, let's do this. And then they would probably go after the Central African Republic, then the western areas, and then the Congo, and probably the nations of Republic of the Congo and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So, this is what they're going to do. So, they will enter into Gabon first, taking them out with relative ease. No guerrilla warfare, and they also invade into mainland Equatorial Guinea, and also take this island and also another island right here. And in the peace treaty, they both get fully annexed into the Nigerian Empire. I'm pretty sure that's how you would pronounce this. This is a nice little empire now. I say little, but it's pretty big. Might even be larger than Algeria now. So they might try just to unite all of Africa under their control, but that's probably not going to happen. Niger has now fully annexed equatorial Guinea and Gabon. Who would they attack next? Their current empire status is post-Gabon and Equatorial Guinea annexation. Their entire Western Africa is now Nigeria, Mali, Burkina Faso, Benin, Togo, Ghana, and Cote d'Ivoire. Central Africa is Chad, Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, and Gabon. Offshore, Sao Tome and Principe. Coastal control from Cote d'Ivoire to Southern Gabon. Yeah, easy Eastern consolidation. Yeah, launch pad towards Sudan and the Congo and the Nile Basin. So that's gonna be good. So they're gonna go after the Central African Republic, and then probably finish off these guys. Probably go after these these two next, and also take a part of Angola. So we see that Nigeria will be going after Cameroon to secure all of this land area for their easier eastern consolidation. So they enter into Cameroon with relative ease, considering that they are pretty small compared to Nigeria now. And in the peace treaty, they will be fully annexed into the empire. They border both of the Sudans now. This is a massive empire now. CF is the abbreviation. For the Central African Republic. There we go. And now, oh, I actually caught a part of Brazil by accident. Niger now controls all of the Central African Republic. Who should they attack next? So they can go after Algeria, Libya, and Sudan from the north. South Sudan to the from the east. Republic of the Congos from the south. And southwest for Angola. But they're not going to attack all of Angola. So yeah, they're going to attack. Actually, they're going to go first finish off these three nations over here, just to make their borders look a bit nicer. To also take over Guinea-Bissau while they're at it. So yeah, they enter into all these nations with relative ease. And they also will invade into the Gambia and Senegal, just because they wanted to. And also these guys over here. And in the peace treaty, we see what the full annexation of all the countries. Into the empire. So I'm pretty sure they have all of ECOWAS under their control now. So with that in mind, let's just get all of this under their control here. There we go. Massive Empire, go. So I'm pretty sure they would just not go after Algeria and Tunisia, Algeria and Libya now. They would probably just go after the Congos and Angola. Niger now has fully annexed Guinea, Bissau, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Gambia, Senegal, and Cape Verde. Who would they attack next? Yes, they have complete domination of the entire West African coast. So they would probably go after the Congos first. Then probably the Sudan, both the Sudans, and then probably just take Cabinda from, well, Angola. And then they would probably go after Mauritania, and probably then part of Morocco here. Also the Western Sahara. So we see them invading into the Congos and also taking Cabinda from Portugal. Angola, well, Angola was a Portuguese colony, but still. So they enter into the Republic of the Congo, taking them with relative ease. And they then cut off all coastal access for the Democratic Republic of Congo. And they begin to take them with relative ease. Now, I know in real life this would not happen. Well, obviously this wouldn't happen in real life because this is a fictional scenario, but they will be very lucky to have all this right now. Because the Empire is literally too strong for any other nation. Besides the US and Russia and China and probably Germany too. So yeah, they take all of this land. And in the peace treaty, we see full annexation of both of the Congos and also Cambia gets fully annexed into the Empire because it would look weird if Angola still had that. It's still very weird right now. This empire is huge. So I need to do this, do that, do that, do that, do that. Then all this. There we go. Alright, so Niger fully annexed both of the Congos. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah. And, Cabinda from Angola. Who would they attack next? So they would no, they would not go after Angola, the rest of Angola, because I'm not really going to do that. Yes. Yes, they would go after. Yes, I'm going to go make them go after both the Sudans just to get to the Red Sea. So we see them, the people of Niger, going into South Sudan first because of their they're very unstable because they're pretty new. Because they recently did become a nation in 2011, which is not that long ago. So obviously they would go after them first, and then they enter into Sudan, into Darfur, and also going ahead and just going all along this area, taking it with relative ease, and finally gaining Red Sea access for their empire. And in the peace treaty, we see let's just look at the map first. So this is what the map looked like. Obviously, they went after Mali, then Benin. I mean, Burkina Faso, then Benin, then Chad, then Nigeria, and then Cameroon, and then all those guys, and then those guys, then Cameroon, and all those guys, and then they went after these guys. And now we see the Sudan is getting annexed. And with that, the empire is almost complete. They still have two more countries to go after, and then like basically, yeah. SS. And now we don't need ChatGPT anymore, because I know who they're going after next. Which They will go after Mauritania. Most likely France is supporting them because it kind of looks like French West Africa now. And they will go after the Western Sahara, which will instantly get Morocco to fight them, but at this point Morocco is way too weak, and they will have to surrender over to them. And in the peace treaty, we see that all of the Western Sahara and Mauritania gets fully annexed, and also Morocco has to give up its claims over to Niger, which now, Morocco is gonna be like a little angry, but there's nothing they can do to stop Niger. And with that, the empire is finally complete. Wow. Look at this empire. No alliances. Alright, let's just give them all this. Boom. And there we go. Right, all we have to do is just do that without the islands here first. Boom. Let's start off right here. From the southernmost part of the DRC. This was very interesting, to say the least. But hey, they have they have Red Sea access. Which they would probably have to still pay Egypt to get to the Mediterranean. To go through the Mediterranean. But they actually just can go from their empire on the West African coast of the Atlantic, and then go through Gibraltar. They would probably have to pay Spain, or like the UK. But, yeah, this is a very cool empire. This was very interesting, to say the least. This was almost an hour long, but I managed to not make it an hour long. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. Bye-bye.